So the relations were based on an understanding of the importance of the bilateral relationship. No need to speak here about military, about the way the armies work together. But from the diplomatic point of view, it was very important to keep this camp together. Now, in fact, the story of the flotilla happened when there was no negotiations with the legitimate Palestinian government. So, in fact, a small military operation became into something that in few minutes the entire world criticized, not only Turkey. And Turkey found itself in a situation in which it's not Turkey with the extremists against Israel, it was Turkey with the entire world against Israel. So for Turkey, it was quite a nice place to be. And what was needed is, there was a need to change this understanding in order to make Turkey understand that they cannot act against Israel, and there's a need to find a way to, or to find a formula, to find the words to end this conflict. Now, a few years passed, and we are still, and we have deterioration, we are not still in the same position. And I believe that we cannot afford this kind of deterioration, especially now. And I mean, Amos, I think that they put charges against you as well in Turkey? Okay. And against others, and this is something that is not acceptable, because this can lead to deterioration of the situation and the relations. Now, it is true that I also believe that this is a responsibility of both sides, Israel and Turkey, to find the words to end this story of the flotilla. And I know that the words were found in the past. But because of this reason or the other, we didn't come to an end. It is more important than ever to find a way to end this conflict and to renew the real and deep relationship that we had with Turkey in the past. So what needs to be done? At first, as I said, to solve this conflict of the past, there are enough words to end this conflict and to find the words that would be sufficient for Turkey and that Israel can live with, and to put it behind us. There's a need to stop the deterioration, like the charges that they put against Israeli soldiers and officers in Turkey. It doesn't help. This can lead to deterioration. We need to recreate this bilateral dialogue, which is based on regional interest. Now, it is clear also that the region is changing. Now, I know that in the past, the idea was to have zero enemies. This was the policy of the Turkish government. Well, it's nice, but the region is changing. And now we all face not only changes, but the situation in Syria, or don't want to say Syria, but Assad basically became a Turkish problem as well. So we need also to redefine what are the interests of the region for Turkey and for Israel. And by redefining the interest in the region, I'm sure that for now, Syria is going to be the most problematic issue for Turkey. It is also a problem for Israel as well. So let's work together and decide what is the best next step for all of us. And then, since I know that we have this linkage that is connected to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, what needs to be done as well is to relaunch negotiations with the Palestinians on one side, but also in an understanding that when Israel needs to act against terror, Israel can get the legitimacy coming from the international community and from Turkey in order to do so. It is more important than ever because the world is changing. I was talking about Egypt, talking about Mubarak's Egypt, and now we have Morsi. We have leaders that are now weaker because of the changes. The streets now has more power, and we can face more extremism emerging in different parts of the region. The role of the international community is crucially important. It's not only about Israel and Turkey.